Ever get totally pulled in by a story that, like, feels like a puzzle box, but with a heartwarming message tucked inside?
Okay.
I recently stumbled across one, and honestly, it's been on my mind ever since. It involves a beauty queen, a mysterious benefactor she calls idol, and a phrase that sounds straight out of a mystery novel. Telegrams.
Telegrams. Okay, now you've got me curious. What's the story behind these telegrams?
Well, it all centers around a YouTube video posted by someone calling herself Miss Uganda Eveline. She's living in the Philippines and shares this story about a time she was facing some serious challenges there. She doesn't go into specifics, but uses words like struggle and scared,
Yeah.
which paints a pretty vivid picture, you know.
Absolutely. Yeah, those words really suggest a sense of vulnerability, especially in the context of being like a foreigner in a new country.
Exactly. And this is where the story really hooked me. Eveline talks about meeting this idol figure who she compares to Manny Pacquiao, you know, the boxing legend.
Yeah.
Almost like she's giving context to her Ugandan audience.
Yeah, what's fascinating here is how she uses those cultural touchstones to kind of convey this idol's status. It suggests that he holds significant influence, maybe even celebrity, within Filipino society.
Totally. And she makes a point of saying she told people back in Uganda that she was going to see telegrams.
Telegrams.
So it makes you wonder, what could that even mean? Is it a mispronounced word? Some kind of local slang?
Right.
It's like a breadcrumb trail.
It's certainly a curious detail. It could be a clue to his profession or even a nickname based on how he's perceived in Filipino culture. But tell me more about this idol and his impact on her life. What kind of help did he provide?
Well, she keeps emphasizing how this idol offered her compassion and support without ulterior motives, which really struck her based on her past experiences. It seems like she might have encountered situations where people were quick to offer help, but always with strings attached.
This detail speaks to a potential power imbalance often experienced by foreigners seeking help. I mean, Eveline's relief really highlights how idol defied this expectation, showcasing how true assistance comes without a price tag, especially in those vulnerable situations.
And it wasn't just words either. She talks about how he helped her with practical things like finding a place to stay.
And that's a crucial distinction, right? It shows his support goes beyond mere words and offers tangible assistance that addressed her immediate needs. It points to a genuine desire to help, not just offer empty platitudes.
Totally. And this act of generosity clearly made a huge impression on her. In fact, years later, she directly credits him with playing a pivotal role in her current happiness.
Wow, so years later, this encounter still resonates with her. Makes you wonder, what else do we know about her life now?
So she's married now and refers to herself as Miss Uganda. Seems like she's in a much better place. She even jokes that her husband is probably tired of hearing about idol.
It's a testament to the profound impact this individual had on her life. It's amazing how a single act of kindness at the right moment can have ripple effects that shape someone's entire trajectory.
And it's interesting, like even when she's talking about this positive change in her life, she still circles back to that moment she met Idol. She even hints that her mommy manager prays for him, which makes me think his impact reaches beyond just Eveline.
That's such a powerful detail, isn't it? It speaks to the ripple effect of genuine altruism, how it can touch not only the life of the recipient, but also those around them.
Totally. Okay, so we've talked about the telegrams and the profound impact this idol had on Eveline's life, but what do we actually know about the help he provided?
Well, she mentions feeling apprehensive about how the system might treat her, almost like she was anticipating some kind of bureaucratic hurdle or maybe even a legal issue.
You're right. She does use the word system, which implies something much larger than just one person.
Right.
And remember how she was surprised that this idol didn't ask for an entrance fee just to speak with her?
That's right.
Almost as if she expected to pay for access to help.
Yeah.
Which speaks volumes about potential past experiences, especially as a foreigner navigating an unfamiliar system. It definitely makes you wonder what she might have gone through before meeting Idol.
Yeah.
It felt like she was bracing herself for the worst.
It makes his willingness to help all the more extraordinary, right? He defied her expectations, reinforcing that genuine assistance doesn't come at a price, especially in such a vulnerable situation.
Okay, so we've got these hints about a system, a potential entrance fee, and of course the cryptic telegrams.
Oh, right.
But then she mentions Idol, encouraging her to participate in a contest, which sounds like a major turning point in her story.
It's like a classic narrative archetype, right?
Yeah.
Facing adversity, finding a guide, and ultimately rising to the challenge. We see this pattern in stories across cultures and throughout history.
Exactly. It's the hero's journey, but with a Filipino twist. And considering she refers to herself as Miss Uganda now, it makes you wonder if that contest played a part in her reclaiming that title.
It's certainly possible. And if we connect that with the fact that Idol helped her navigate a complex system, it makes me think he might have connections to some influential spheres. Remember, Eveline also mentions meeting actress Andrea Torres, which suggests this idol moves in circles where he could connect her with the right people.
It's like he provided a combination of practical help, guidance, and access to opportunities that Eveline might not have had otherwise.
Precisely. And the fact that she's still expressing such heartfelt gratitude all these years later speaks to the profound impact of his support.
It does make you wonder if this idol is such a prominent figure in the Philippines. Shouldn't we be able to figure out who he is? Why the mystery?
That's the million-dollar question, isn't it? It's almost like she's intentionally leaving out his name, like she wants to protect his privacy while still sharing her story.
Yeah, like she's found this delicate balance between expressing her gratitude and respecting his preference for anonymity.
Right.
Adds another layer to this whole mystery, doesn't it?
It does. It really does. It suggests a deep respect for him and maybe an understanding that his help wasn't about seeking any recognition or accolades. It was about making a genuine difference in someone's life.
Which, when you think about it, kind of makes the story even more powerful.
Yeah.
But it still leaves us with that mystery of his identity. We've got these intriguing clues, like the way she uses telegrams. What if that seemingly odd word choice is actually the key to cracking this whole thing wide open?
I love how you're thinking, while it could just be a simple mispronunciation, it might also be a window into how a prominent Filipino figure is perceived, maybe even a nickname based on his work or public persona.
Right, like maybe his TV show involves sending telegrams, or he's known for communicating quickly and directly, sort of like a telegram.
Exactly, yeah. And when we piece together the other clues, the system she needed help navigating, his ability to arrange practical help like a hotel, the mention of a team that includes an actress, the entrance fee she was prepared to pay, a compelling possibility starts to emerge, doesn't it?
Wait, and are you saying all of these clues point to?
While we can't be absolutely certain without more information, there is a prominent Filipino personality known for his philanthropy, someone who uses his TV show to advocate for those in need. This individual is often involved in cases dealing with legal and social issues, connecting people with resources, and often cutting through bureaucratic red tape.
Oh my gosh, it all makes sense. Are you talking about Raffy Tulfo?
That's right.
Wow.
Raffy Tulfo is a broadcaster and journalist with a massive following in the Philippines. He's known for his strong sense of social justice and for using his platform to amplify the voices of the marginalized.
This is incredible. The pieces of the puzzle are all falling into place. The telegrams, the team, his connections, the system, it all lines up. It makes that moment when he told Eveline, "Don't worry, we're going to help you," even more powerful.
It's amazing how a single encounter, a simple phrase offering help, can have such a profound impact on someone's life, and in Eveline's words, make their world feel light.
It's a powerful reminder that sometimes the greatest acts of kindness happen not on a grand stage, but in those quiet moments of human connection. And even though we may never know for sure if Raffy Tulfo is the idol in Eveline's story, her experience speaks volumes about the power of using your platform to uplift others, to fight for justice, and to offer a helping hand without expecting anything in return.
It really is. It makes you think about the impact even small acts of kindness can have. You never know whose life you might touch and what ripple effects might follow.
It's a beautiful thought and a perfect note to end on. So, the next time you encounter someone who needs help, no matter how big or small the gesture, remember the story of Miss Uganda Eveline and her idol, and ask yourself, what kind of difference can I make today?